All right, it is whatever time the clock said, like 5 something in the morning, and I am going for take number 2 of the Cold Plunge Truth with Trevor Turnbull and Mike Prince. This is not my first time going to the Cold Plunge Truth. I actually went in March of 2022, so a few months ago, and I'm going back to the Cold Plunge Truth. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going back. The first reason why I did it is because I wanted to support Trevor and Mike. They were just starting the Cold Plunge Truth, and they were like, maybe guests would come, maybe people would join us. And I was like, I'll go. But I really was just doing it because I wanted to support them and what they were doing. And they didn't stop. And so now I'm going back for the second time because there's a group of us going. And since I went, many people have been interviewed and gone on the Cold Plunge Truth. And I'm so excited for these guys. And so they invited me to come back for a group cold plunge, and my partner and I are going, and we're just getting ready. But I just wanted to make this clip because so many people have ideas and they don't start. These guys started and they didn't stop, and now there's a whole group of us going, and there's a group of us that have already been on the show. And so if you're someone who you're like, I want to make changes in my life, or I want to do something different, you need to know that it starts with starting, and it starts with feeling extremely uncomfortable and doubting and not sure if it's going to work, but you just have to start. And so that's why I'm going back to the Cold Plunge Truth, because they started and I'm going to go back.
We're on our way to the Cold Plunge Truth, just driving through town. I was thinking to myself, what is going to be my intention for the Cold Plunge Truth? Because the intention is to challenge yourself or to share something very vulnerable and truthful. And seeing as how this is my second time back on the show, I've already shared something very vulnerable and truthful. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. I don't even know which one it was, maybe like number 3 or 4. Anyways, my intention for this one is to really drop into my heart center and to tap into my breath so that I can move my focus from my ego mind that's telling me it's cold, it's freaking out, I need to get out, what are you doing, you're crazy, and actually allow me to drop into my conscious self. And by doing that, well, I'm going to do that by dropping into my heart center and to focus on my breath, focusing on the inhale and the exhale. The challenge that it's going to be is that everyone's going to be around us because there's going to be a group, and so it's really going to challenge me to have to stay very focused and intentional in myself while I have things going on in my around me. And so that is going to be what my intention is today, is to, while there are others around me, drop into my heart center, connect to my breath, and sit in a place of consciousness versus ego thought. That's the intention on the Cold Plunge Truth today. What's your intention?
Just support my babe.
Who's the best support girl there? Support her babe.
All right, we're just sitting here waiting for everyone to congregate for the Cold Plunge Truth. And, you know, I just want to make a little shout out to Mike and Trevor, because I just met Mike. Trevor and I have been doing some business stuff and co-created the source together, but I just met Mike, and I think it's so freaking cool how the universe brings us the people that we need at the right time in the right moment. And Mike meeting Trevor, vice versa, was exactly at the right time at the right moment. And this is what happens when you're open to receiving. When you're open to receiving what the universe desires to give you, with no expectation of what is, the most beautiful things can come from it, meaning their relationship has thrived. They've created a extremely conscious men's retreat. They've created the Cold Plunge Truth. And I think this has only been, like, honestly, since really January, which has been 6 months from today, really. And so I just think it's so cool that these two guys were open to it and open to just trusting and following and challenging themselves and just going head first and just starting and just being imperfect. And I think more people need to be surrounded by people like this. And that's one of the reasons why I love to support my friends and clients that are going for it, because it's difficult, and it's difficult to find people that support you. It's difficult to find people who want to create with you. And when you find those people, you really got to link up with them and run with them. Not be in comparison mode, but really run with them, because that is where your momentum is found, is when Source, God, Universe brings these connections together that allow you, and is saying, if you're willing to see this for what it is and to step into the unknown together, you could most likely get something that you desire. And both these guys have, like, completely changed their lives. not even just with the Cold Plunge Truth and their businesses, but like their relationships, their relationship to themselves, their relationship to their family, their relationship to those that they invite on the Cold Plunge Truth from all over, right? People have been zooming in from all over for this thing. And so I just want to give you guys like a huge shout out for having us all in the Cold Plunge Truth and for just stepping courageously into the unknown and just starting and doing it for you, but starting with just trust and going for it. And I just really commend you guys, and I'm honored to be here again. And I just wanted to share that, because I think that people need to really consider who it is that they're hanging out with. And there are really awesome people like Trevor and Mike out there that you get to meet if that is something that you desire for in your life.
Hey Arlen, you're good with being recorded, I'm assuming? Oh yeah.
The life of being with an influencer, Trevor?
That's right.
Here he's supporting his babe.
Well, hey, if you want any sponsors for your snowmobiling or anything, just shout it out. This is what we do. We create intention. We say it out loud.
Well, we don't want to snowmobile anymore.
And then they show up. Oh, Paraglide. There you go.
Season's been
Paraglide sponsor.
Out before now?
Yeah. The call outs and people showed.
Before we just switched it because it was too cold afterwards. Now we'd probably be okay, but
There they are. Oh, forgot my damn cup again.
Well,
we got
it's funny, I had an extra one too because, and then I got the text from Kev. I was like, okay, leave it.
Well, you guys are gonna need that one.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, you can use this too. It's like
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Thought I was gonna have to do a shoey again.
I mean, we could
Which I'm more than willing.
Together, man. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
I know, right? Flustered, disorganized.
Yeah, no.
All right. We got lots today, so I don't expect us to have to bring it.
This is a problem when people bail though, you know? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's how you live your life.
Yeah.
This is all recorded perfect.
All right.
Hey.
Bang! Smash!
Bang!
Kabooey!
Kapow!
I clearly couldn't find a regular goodness this morning either.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers to strength.
Yeah.
Doing hard
to
shit.
the river.
Yeah. The special guest, Arlen.
Oh, that is hot. Woo!
Oh, it's so good, like.
Hot in the thermos.
It does. You can just feel it go all the way down
Right?
into your belly, down in your chakras.
Nice and thick.
Yeah, I added some coconut oil to that as well. So, a little bit of silkiness.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about today? We just had such a great chat on the way over here.
We did.
Just kind of blew everything before we showed up.
Maybe we could talk about what actually drives us to keep showing up. You know, why do we keep showing up and people around us don't?
It's true. A lot of our conversation was kind of leaning towards all of the things that are chaotic and a little crazy in life too, right?
Yeah.
Which feels good as humans to talk out loud about, but does it really serve us?
No.
It's kind of fun.
It is fun to get it out though. You gotta
Yeah.
release it so you don't suppress it,
Yeah.
right?
So we'll shift that energy here for the rest of this, and we'll talk about all the ways that we're grateful and all the cool shit that's about to happen in the coming year and years to come,
Yeah, here.
including Costa Rica, including flying. You've been out a lot lately, eh?
No.
Not as much as I want.
You just went when it was super cold out.
Well, you have to.
Exactly.
The opportunity arises. You can't just sit at home.
Yeah. Actually, we should talk about that, the flying stuff, and why you guys even do it too.
Well, I think that'd be great for him, you know. He flew in minus whatever so he could be at the leaderboard at the top. You know, he wanted to show himself what he could do through measurement.
Yep.
And in minus, what were you flying in there? Minus
6 hours at minus 22.
My lord. Minus 22 in the clouds, right? So down
Under the clouds.
Under the clouds. Yeah.
How many feet off the ground?
Between 6 and 10,000.
Wow. So what's the temperature difference from the ground when you're starting to up there then?
All depends on the temperature gradients, like going up.
Yeah.
So, like we launched at around 0 and up top of minus 22.
Jeez, eh? Wow, that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
And what is it again? Maybe just explain it. What do you actually do?
Paragliding.
Paragliding, right?
Paragliding.
I always say parasailing.
We don't jump off mountains.
Right.
We
yes.
launch. We gently bring our wing up. We control it, and then we just glide off.
Kinda walk off.
We kind of walk off, and
Essentially a big piece of nylon with strings.
Yeah.
And use thermals, which are created by heated ground, and fly up as high as you can.
Gotcha.
just
Go
like
as
the
far as you
birds.
can.
So when you start, then you're not having to run and jump off a cliff or anything. Then it's just
Well, you
kind
have
of
to run
lifting.
to get the momentum of your wing going.
Right.
Kind of fall off.
Yeah.
But your wing's already
But it's lifting you up though. Yeah.
You have to find them.
You have to find the thermals.
They're
Yeah.
all invisible.
Yeah.
How do you find them?
We've beeps.
Special goggles or something?
Well, you just look for triggers that are like a lighter piece of ground, or basically like the valley gets heated up with the sun, and it kind of just flows up a ridge, so you kind of stay where the ridge is, so you fly in the mountains.
Or you watch the birds, you see where they're circling, or you see things flying up, right?
Dandruff, leaves.
Yeah, so you look for the trigger.
What people are doing like an early morning cold plunge and the amount of energy just goes up?
No.
Can you see it? Can you feel it?
It's not enough of us.
But the thing about paragliding that I love, and I'm sure Arlen can say, is there's a massive mindset component. If you're really nervous or overthinking, you don't fly very well, and you can see that in the way that you move. You have to be very conscious and mindful and calm and
Basically
controlled.
present.
Yeah, very present. You have to be out of your bullshit.
It's my version
Yeah.
of yoga. Yeah. It's just you and the wind. It's just like same thing with surfing.
Zen
It's
like.
just you and the ocean.
Yeah. We were just talking about that with the e-foiling too. Like I'm 5 sessions in now.
Yeah.
And just got it, and the only thing I had to do was just calm down.
Well, I
Calm down and increase my speed, and you realize that like the speed won't actually kill, it actually helps.
helps.
Yeah.
It took me
It's not
2.5
even that fast.
weeks almost. 2.5 weeks to
Fake
get off
fear.
launch. I really struggled to get off launch because I was having a mental misalignment with the instructor, and I couldn't get off. But I kept showing up, right? And getting myself under control, and then finally I did it. And actually I did it by visualizing me launching before I was doing it.
Yeah.
Like I would go and sit there below launch, and I would visualize myself doing the movements I was learning before I could actually do it. And I really believe that's what helped me do it, is I had already connected to it in my mind.
I would think that would be the hardest part. Like bungee jumping or anything. You gotta take that first step, running towards that or doing
Well, and bringing the wing
Good
up,
pace.
right? You gotta bring your equipment up.
Yeah,
You're
so there's some
choosing-
technical aspects to
Yeah.
even just physically making it happen.
you're choosing to walk off the mountain.
Yes.
It's not a quick jump out of a plane like skydiving or building something new. I have 30 steps and then nothing. So yeah, you can see that.
And it's all the rhythm you get into as well, like finding the thermal travel, like transitioning to the next one. If you're thinking about stuff on the ground, you'll just end up sinking out.
Yeah.
On the ground.
You really have to be present.
And just be one with the wind.
Yeah.
It's literally yoga for me.
I like it because it gives me the closest connection to source. Because you realize that source energy, and you're connecting with the movements of the wind, which is source. So you're becoming one with the wind.
Yeah.
You're a bird in the wind.
Totally.
Right? So you remove yourself almost out of the human and you become source. What source has created? A bird, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
The last thing he said there is interesting because that came up the other day where we were talking about people wanting to just be comfortable. I just want to have enough money and enough things to be comfortable, but comfortability in the sky could actually be in trouble, right? It's like you constantly have to be aware and have it's not even momentum so much as just awareness of where you're at.
Just my last flight a week ago, the storms were building up around us and everything was perfectly fine. You look down at the lake, it's perfectly calm, and literally within a minute, the wind's blown at 40k an hour and I got slammed to the ground in the gust front. So,
Wow.
You always have to be aware. You're at the mercy of the wind.
That's why you have to become one with the wind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we need some Aerosmith living on the edge right now. Hey, video guy, stick that in there. I love it on the edge. All right, should we do some?
Well, I would
quickly?
I just want to say though that we would love to invite you guys to come for tandems and experience our sport because that's not with us, but with the pilots that fly tandems.
Oh wow!
I think you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd love to invite you, challenge you to
Well,
that.
before you take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Before you take off, you should take off.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, the minute that you said that, my first thought was, wait a second, I'm not fucking getting up into that sky. And then tandem, somebody's gonna do it for me. Okay. Yeah. Yes, we will do that before we leave.
Here's a commitment.
It's happening.
Yeah, it is happening. Okay, do some breath.
Can we maybe land in cold water while we do it or something? Like,
No.
yeah.
Get the tandem guy to fly over and just unclip us. See you later.
Yeah. That's true. We'll save that for the extremely conscious retreat because that is extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because this is a journaled record of Mike Prince and his groundings that he provides us
Yes.
that will be impacting millions that have already impacted millions. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's rippling as we speak, Trev.
Yep. All right, it's your show, buddy.
All right. Sorry, I'm just getting in the zone without everybody here.
Okay, so I'll stop talking.
So let's just close down our eyes. And a couple just conscious, nice inhales and exhales. This morning I want us to just follow that message of being present. Of being here right now. During our breath work, we're going to embrace and surrender to the silence this morning. By doing so, we're going to be present exactly where we are, connect with the sounds and feels around us. So whether that presence is imagining paragliding in your mind and flying away, this beautiful space above the trees we have here, looking down on us, or if it's right here on this log, being your own version of present. It's okay if your mind wanders. Okay, so we're going to do conscious connected breathing or circular breathing. We're going to do 3 rounds today. So when I do the count, you're going to breathe in through your nose, with no pause at the top, and then out through your mouth with no pause at the bottom. And you'll keep that cycle going. And whether you feel like charging up today and forcing that breath a little bit, or keeping it nice and relaxed, is completely up to you today. I will guide when we do a pause at the bottom, and then we'll do a big inhale and a hold at the top, and then release and go right into the next round. So we will start this in 3, 2, 1. I want you to feel the energy start to warm your body up, running through from your toes up your legs, through your arms, all the way up to your crown chakra. Feel the energy coursing through your body, coming to life. One more powerful breath in, and on your next exhale, you're gonna hold. Let everything fall away. Put a gentle smile on your face. Maybe gaze with your third eye towards the sky. Embrace the sounds around us. Now you're going to blow out any remaining air in your lungs and do a big inhale in and hold. When you're ready, release all the air. Let's go right back into round 2. In through the nose. And as that intentional word that came to us today is strength, I want you to breathe in that strength. I want you to visualize the air as you're breathing it in. You're breathing in strength. Strength to serve your day. Strength to serve others. Strength for what we're about to do this morning. Few more breath here. And release on your last breath and hold. Forget that smile, drop your shoulders in your hold. You're furrowing your brow, release. Offer a gentle connection with nature. When you're ready, you're going to release all the air again and do a powerful inhale through the nose and hold at the top. Feel as the energy rises and runs up your spine to your crown. Hold at the top. Feel the power, the energy. Embrace the dance that's happening in your body right now. Feel the energy just poking in little areas. Spirit coming to life, our connection with nature. We're going to go a little bit deeper here. We're going to do one more round. So when you're ready, release everything. Now right back into breath. Let's do a powerful third round here. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, release. Hold it long. You're looking to get grounded today. I want you to face your palms down. You're looking to communicate and receive. I want your palms up on your lap. And just feel. Smile. Just be. Just connect. Ready, blow all the air out, do a strong inhale. This is our final hold. Make it a powerful one. Release in 3, 2, 1. Feel it all wash away. And we always end the practice with gratefulness in our heart. Instead of guiding our grateful practice and thoughts today, I want you to just place your left hand over your heart, the right hand over top of that. And I want you to just feel that powerful feeling of gratefulness this morning. And whatever comes to mind is exactly where you should be putting your energy. take one last grateful deep breath in and release out. Thank you for letting me guide this beautiful practice this morning. I appreciate all of you for sharing this experience. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Look at our beautiful surroundings.
Can you feel the high vibe pulsing? There's so much energy in that crown chakra and the vibe of our eyes, which is balancing. That's beautiful. I'd like to just share in that first round of breath. I had a tear stuck in my eye and I could feel it, the energy coming out. In the second round, it slowly went. And time moved so slow that whole second round, it just slowly went until the third round, it was here. And that was like a long time period. And it just slowly was me letting go of that space. And it just slowly transitioned through that experience. It was magical. Thank you, Mike. I love you, universe. What do you think? So paragliding's like ice for 6 hours. Your breath.
Yeah.
Hey, I can relate. Flyboarding aerobic used to be the same for me. The only place I could be present, you hit me 60 feet up from that hose and just standing, feeling so powerful in here, looking around and observing. So I get it. I absolutely get it.
As he looks to the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great, Mike.
All right, should we get cold?
Yeah.
Well, it's like warm in there in my mind, so let's get in my hot tub.
Let's go get in the jet tub over there.
They turned the jets on for us.
Oh, I think it's warming up.
Oh yeah, it's warming up.
Feels nice.
Feels like it actually doesn't feel that bad.
I legitimately think it is actually warming up a little bit.
It still works. It's a little fast, yeah.
Face upstream so you don't lose a flip.
Yeah. Let's just line up against the tree, maybe.
Okay.
There's a good shot.
Woo. Okay. Are we getting down or what's happening?
All right, everyone.
Oh yeah, look at this.
On 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Okay. After that breath.
Oh, I had to dig my toes into the rocks there.
You know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling connected. I'm feeling warm. My body's got some good energy going in it.
I do feel the warmth actually too.
I'm feeling strong. All right, Trevor. Mike, what are we here for today?
All right, I actually have a thought here. So we were talking about strength being the word that came to you this morning, Mike, when you were preparing the cacao, and even as we were doing the breath. And then we had a conversation on the way over here too that was basically talking about freedom, right? We were speaking about freedom, but not necessarily freedom of rights and, you know, the laws and the political systems, but even just in our mind. and how we choose to either stay in certain situations or, you know, be free from them in our own heads. And then you think about being up in the sky, like, talk about freedom, right? Like, you're up there, you're floating around.
Free.
So I just wanted to kind of start that as a conversation starter, you know, like what, because Arlen obviously coming into the water here, I've only got to know you now for a couple of months. What, 6 months now, I think? Oh no, did I meet you last summer?
Yeah, last summer.
Yeah, last summer. So it's been a year now. But you've been this guy that's kind of like the epitome of freedom, you know? Doesn't have a job.
Well, he does.
Flies in the sky.
He's got a job.
Well, no, none of us have a job, let's be honest,
Yeah,
you know?
It's true.
But that's not to say that you're not working or that you don't have passions and stuff around that, but just you left a job at one point, and we were speaking about just the feeling that brings up. And then, you know, you scoot out to the mountains in minus 23 and go snowmobiling just because, right? Like, you want to talk about freedom, but what's it meant to you, man? And what's that? What comes up for you, I guess?
I don't know. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out why I'm sitting in a freezing cold river.
Because we show up in life. That's why.
We do, but you always have to try different things. Most people get stuck just thinking what is. Once you get past that, it's really fulfilling. Like, just to experience something else. Like, why not change?
Was it scary for you?
Oh, of course. I was stricken with fear just by not having that consistent income and wondering what you're doing with life and everything that you've learned and patterns. Even from a young child, you work for an allowance, and just getting that paycheck every 2 weeks to transitioning into the investing world, we only get paid sometimes once every 2 years. It's scary.
Yeah. There's a lot of identity conversations in all of this too, right? Like, we were speaking on the way over, and I was sharing about the fact that I went through a divorce in 2007, 8, 9. It was like a 3-year experience, but I held on to a lot of fears and just thoughts that, oh man, I can't repeat these patterns. And looking back on it, I just think like, man, if I could have just moved through that quicker. But again, I'm grateful for what actually transpired, but we see this in other people even too in our lives that struggle with it, right? How do we support them through that?
I think you just have to be there, and you have to like just express something else that no one else will to them. Like, be that.
True. True.
Still trying to talk, it's so cold. It's cold.
It is cold. I'm proud of you, babe. Best support crew out here.
Yeah, it's the uncomfortable conversations. And
that's
actually,
what it is.
Yeah, I'm glad that came up actually, Mike, because like tonight we're going to have a conversation with 8 guys that came with us to a retreat where it'll be very easy to just kind of like buddy chum and hang out and joke around, and we'll do some of that, but
it doesn't accomplish anything.
We get to lean into that uncomfortable and call everybody up, don't we?
Absolutely. It's what we, the foundation of why we did that retreat, and I think it was absolutely beautiful what we created. On that Friday, we saw the whole scene and we knew what was to come, and it was so cool because everybody was getting so comfortable and having a laugh, and it was amazing to see the bonding and the friendship that was already spawning. But when it was 12:30 on a Friday and there was tears in almost everybody's eyes and we had gone deep and most of us just met each other, that's why we did it.
Yeah.
Right? And absolutely. So tonight is going to carry through that. It's what have you done since the retreat, and are you leaning into the spaces that we talked about, and what are we going to be doing forward? Besides video my armpit.
I love it.
Well, that's why it's great to have you in here too, Danielle, because we speak about taking those leaps off the mountain or just in life, and as Mike almost takes us all out here.
Yeah.
But that's just the first step, isn't it? And I know I've been kind of the shining example of like, okay, I did it, and now I'm going to go back into my old routines and not really stay consistent with it. But how important is that, the integration and the consistency of showing up and claiming your freedom?
Well, you have to. It's the only way to embody it. And when you start, that's the starting point. But then it's the consistency of the restarting. And that's the problem people don't do. They think once they start, it's just a continuation. But it's a constant, every day's a restart of restarting. And then you get what you wanted because you restarted enough times. It's like starting a dead car, right? And you just have to keep showing up in that new version and challenging a little bit of an older aspect of yourself every day. 1% every day.
You mean the path isn't just like this?
No!
What?
At all!
Is this the cold plunge truth? Did we just learn the truth?
Yes.
What's that like in the flying world even too? When you have long breaks where you don't get up there, do you notice that maybe you're a little off and versus when you're going consistently?
And you sink out and you're like, what did I do wrong? But literally you just have to transition back into it.
Yeah.
Start again.
Yeah.
It's just like a stock pattern, right? Nothing goes up forever.
Wow.
There's always corrections.
Feels like a law of the universe almost, right?
Yeah.
Show up, create momentum, keep it going.
It's the same thing. Everybody gets too comfortable. Everything's so great for so long, and literally everything's cycles. Everything in life.
Yeah.
So does energy. It cycles through. It's the exact same thing.
If it was all bliss, it wouldn't be life.
Yeah. Which is why we get to jump into cold water every once in a while.
Still don't know why I'm here.
Ah!
To inspire people. Like
Yeah.
you asked, how do we help people? We show up as our best selves and inspire people by doing the things they're afraid of doing and showing them that it's okay.
But even if your partner is doing something different, support them in what they're doing.
Yeah. I actually think my evolution over the last year has really happened because he's my partner and he supports me so much. Like, we're really a partner in my success and his success together.
That's important.
Very, very important. So that's why he's here, because he supported me and all the other people that were supposed to be here with us.
I wasn't going to join this morning because there's supposed to be lots of other people.
But he's just leading by example.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It's the exact right people showed up today.
Yeah.
I feel like this is exactly what all of us needed. The conversation, the experience, and the cold. Now let's put our shoulders completely in.
Okay.
And then we'll get out of here.
I want to get the... Okay.
Because we're almost in.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Woo! Okay, 1, 2... Okay.
Danielle, where are you going?
We've never ventured the way up. Legs are getting weak.
Oh, I'm definitely holding on to a slimy rock right now. It's the only thing keeping me in.
We're drifting. We're going together.
What do you say, over the falls, Mike, and see where we end up? Okay.
This is the cold plunge.
Okay, now careful when you get up. Oh, that water's moving today.
Don't go too far over there.
You got bare feet too, Arlen? Or you got sandals on? Okay, good.
Not gonna lie,
That was intense.
Okay, well, we just completed the cold plunge truth, and all the other people that were supposed to show up didn't show up, and that's okay. Everyone doesn't show up for their own reasons, but how was it?
It was cold. Really cold. I'm still shivering right now.
What do you think your biggest takeaway was from the conversation and the truth that we spoke?
I'm not sure. I was trying to stay warm.
I think my biggest thing was just a reminder that we often don't want to do the things that we are supposed to do or not supposed to do, but that will actually move us forward. And when we just show up and do the things we don't think we want to do, it allows us to do the things we want to do.
Or even the small changes in life that you think are stupid, like why do them? Just do them.
Yeah, they add up. There's a change you're seeking, and you know, I honestly wasn't really feeling it this morning, and we showed up and the others didn't, and
Well, I was not feeling it this morning.
he wasn't feeling it this morning. But I'm just, every time I'm so grateful, and I'm reminded that it's doing the uncomfortable and the seemingly hard shit that actually moves us forward.
And at the end, it's just doing stuff and life continues on.
That's true. We're just drinking our coffee in the car outside of Trevor's, and now we're going to go home and work on our careers, and not even our careers, our freedom life that we've created. You know, and at one point it was scary to make this change. I don't know that I would have ever thought 5 years later, after being let go from the corporate world, I'd be sitting outside of one of my business partner's houses doing a cold plunge with my babe. Did you ever think you'd be doing that?
Not the cold plunge thing, no.
But here we are, and we are both here because we made choices that were uncomfortable. And just like getting up at 5 in the morning to come do a cold plunge, seemingly, definitely difficult and uncomfortable, but grateful that we did it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks Mike, thanks Trevor.
Thank you.
Pass along.